It was requested for me to do a starter special effects kit sort of recommendations. So if you want to know what I'd sort of recommend to put in a beginner special effects kit, keep watching and I'll show you what you could put in. Okay, so first of all, when I started out doing YouTube about 5 or 6 years ago now, I just used what I'd already got in the house. So a lot of it was tissue paper and PVA glue, you know, your bog standard kids school glue. You can use that not on your eyes, but you could use it on your arm or something with some tissue paper if you wanted to create like a zombie flesh or something, or to create some basic cuts and things. But the only disadvantage with using that is it takes forever to dry, but it's alright if you've got nothing else. But the main thing I shifted on to using instead of the PVA school glue was eyelash glue. I haven't got a bottle of, if you look in my earlier videos, I've got a bottle. It's a clear glass bottle with a white liquid in it. It's about that tall, and it's called Eyelash eyelash adhesive, which you can get from, I think it was Boots or Superdrug. I used to get it from Boots probably. The only one I've got at the minute in the house is this one out my front cover makeup palette. This one's different. This is like a clear sticky stuff, but normally the eyelash adhesive is basically watered down eye safe latex. Obviously you wouldn't want to get it in your eyes, but you can apply it on your eyes, which is the advantage with it. And it's latex, it's just a thinner version of latex really. I think it's Revlon do one that hasn't got latex in for people who are not allergic, but you'd have to check the packaging. But basically eyelash glue is latex, it's the same stuff, just a bit thinner. Works in exactly the same way. So if you can't get hold of a bottle of latex, get hold of some eyelash adhesive, or for a couple of pounds you can pick up a little bottle of latex like this. This you would get, it comes on like a card, and you can get it from Amazon, or you can get it from like your local costume or Halloween shop. And in the UK you can get these from some costume shops and fancy dress hire shops, or Amazon. If you know where else to get from, let me know, because I don't. But yeah, you can just get a little bottle of latex like this. This is 1 fluid ounce, which is 29.5 millilitres. Costs about £2, and that will actually do quite a few looks, even though it's just a tiny little bottle. Next one you can get is just a regular concealer, whatever matches your skin tone. I've got this one, which comes with a pinky colour, a peachy colour, and then the powder to set it. This is just a little sleek one I've got, which I had for a while, and then I've now adopted it into my special effects kit, and I only use it for special effects now. So yeah, if you've got a concealer, one that's slightly darker than your skin and one that's slightly lighter, you can use that to blend in the tissue paper and latex if you do effects with tissue paper, and for paling out your lips, that sort of thing. So that comes quite useful. So if you can get a cheap concealer, you can pick up some bog standard ones that are dirt cheap. They look like a lipstick and they cost about £1. Or you can pay, I think this was about £3.50-ish, £3-4 for this one, for one like that. So latex and concealer. Then if you've got a face powder in that matches your skin tone, that as well, or a bit lighter, it doesn't matter, but I got this one which pretty much matches me. I'm really pale, so it's hard for me to actually get stuff that matches, but this is pretty close. I use that for getting rid of the stickiness off the surface of scar wax and helping to blend in scar wax and latex into my skin. So foundation powder is a good idea. You can also use a regular cream foundation if I've got one. I don't know where mine is, but I've got a cream foundation, which is one I don't wear anymore, but again it comes in useful for special effects, for blending stuff in. You put it over the top of the tissue paper and latex, especially if it's a cream one, that works quite well, and then you can put the powder and stuff on top. cheap face paints. These are Snazzy ones, which I use. Apart from a couple of tubes of ones from Asda and stuff over Halloween, the face paints I use for most of my tutorials are these Snazzy ones, and I think they cost me about £4 each. This one says £3.99 on the back. So yeah, so it's not, if you're starting out, it's not the cheapest, but if you get like a white, a red, a black, yeah, if you get a white, a red and a black, that'll pretty much do a lot of stuff. And a purple maybe, so you're talking £16, but that'll last you years, last you ages. I've only ever used up the white twice, the rest of the colours are still going. That's my black. I've hit pan, but there's still loads of paint left there, and I use them loads, so they do last a long time. Next you're going to need just some bog standard cheapo brushes. This one is a number 17 brush, which either came with something or it was just a couple of brushes and I bought them. Probably when Boots or something did the after Christmas sales. This is a bog standard cheapo one that came in a set probably years ago. I don't know if you remember, like when I was a kid you used to be able to get a little pot and it'd have like a selection of really cheapo makeup brushes in. You'd have like your eyebrow brush, you'd have one of these, a fluffy one, and maybe like a sponge tip applicator type job, and they're a couple of quid, so for like all of them. So if you go to your local pawn shop you can get a load of these, and it doesn't matter because if you ruin them you just throw them away. Then another thing that's useful for, if you can get it, is the very cheap fake blood. This was £1 and it came with a sponge and some monster teeth, I think, or it came with something else. It was just a little pack from Asda for about £1. All the supermarkets do them. Yeah, this is Asda, it says Asda on the back. All the supermarkets do them. They sometimes come in tubes like that or like that. You can get them around Halloween time, so if you go into the supermarkets at Halloween time and you see the fake blood stock up, you can get loads of stuff like the cream makeups and the fake bloods, which are great to start you off with. I know the cream makeups aren't always the best thing. I've had 2 of the Morrison's ones which went off before I used them, so they stunk to high heaven. But I've got a couple of them that are great and working fine. And then I had some cheap ones from the parent shop or Asda which actually were great coverage. But you can stock up on the fake bloods definitely. You can also make it if you have a bottle of this stuff, liquid glucose, and you can get this from the baking aisle at any supermarket in the UK. And it's just a thick, clear, sticky syrup, and it's just liquid sugar basically. So you can use this, you mix it with a bit of red food colouring and just a teeny weeny, literally one little drop of blue, and you can make fake blood of your own. So I've got that one, I need to make it, but I've been lazy lately, so I've just been using the shop bought ones that I got from Asda and that. So I've been using these, which works fine. Another thing that's useful if you can get it is Scav Blood. I've got a recipe to make different thicknesses of fake blood, but I've not perfected making Scav Blood like this yet. I will try, and if I figure it out I'll give you the recipe. But for now this was one of them that's on like a blister pack, so it comes on a piece of cardboard, and I think that was about £3 maybe. And I've done loads of tutorials with it and I'm only down to there on the jar, so it lasts absolutely ages. I'm not sure exactly the price because that was gifted to me by someone who I did their makeup for Halloween, and they bought the Scav Blood for me in case I didn't have any blood. Again, you can get that off Amazon if you just type in Scav Blood or coagulated blood or fake blood. It'll come up on Amazon, so you can order it off there. Or again, fancy dress hire or costume shops or Halloween shops. Then another thing that's useful to have is these. These are not just any regular cotton buds, although regular cotton buds will work fine. These ones have like a flattened end, which is like a sponge tip applicator for eyeshadow, and then a pointy end, which is really good for getting fake blood into little tiny cuts and crevices and stuff. I find these really useful, and I had those from Pound World, and it was £1 for 80 of them. So if you can get stuff like that as well, that would be good. Then another thing that's useful is a glue stick. This one's a Pritt stick, but you can get cheaper versions. Most supermarkets do their own brand, and it'll vary from like about 50p to £1 for a stick like this. This was over £3 I think, but I use this for scrapbooking and art stuff as well. It's been a while since I've used Pritt stick, and you can use this to stick down your eyebrows before you apply makeup over the top, just to really smooth them down and flatten them against your skin. And it means you can actually, it protects your eyebrows as well from sticking to anything that you put on your face. So like if you're going to cover your whole top of your head in latex, you're going to want to put something like this on first to give a barrier between the latex and your eyebrows, so you don't pull your hairs out when you remove the latex. It's good for masking your brows. You put a couple of coats of this on, and you can put it on with a spatula if you want to do a thick layer of it. Smooth it all down, put your foundation over the top, and you've masked your eyebrows. So that's useful too. The other thing I've got, which I've had since starting my makeup kit, is just a very bog standard moisturiser, because after applying makeup and then washing it off, you're going to want to put a bit of moisturiser on your skin, just to stop any redness or blotchiness, and also to stop you drying out your skin with all the putting on and taking off of latex and stuff like that. So moisturiser is very useful. You can also apply this before putting latex on, just to give your skin a bit of protection, really, just moisturise it. Then this came in a set actually with my scar wax, but this is a little sort of stipple sponge thing. It looks like the filter netting and filter sponge that you get in a fish tank. It looks exactly the same as the stuff I use for my fish, and it's good for textures and stuff. You can dip this in like a red cream makeup and stuff, and if you pat it on like that, you can make it look like burst capillaries under your skin. It adds texture to like bruising and stuff. You can use it to apply latex, and it's just good for textures as well, like skin textures and things. And then another one that's useful to have is a good, what's that? Okay, I'm finding stuff in my box I didn't know I had. Oh yeah, and Antibac Foam. I find this useful for sterilising my hands before I apply makeup. You can also use it to sterilise your skin before you put makeup on top as well. It's useful for later on for cleaning brushes and cleaning, like when you wipe off, like say I'd use these scissors to cut something, they might have like a scar wax and stuff, like residue on it, and I'd clean them off with a baby wipe, and then I'll spray them with Antibac, and it just keeps all your equipment apart from that. I'd say it's just like a bunch of eyeshadows in different colours. I've got that I used to use solely for all my bruising and stuff is Eyeshadow Palette. Ignore the state of it, because I tend to mix fake blood and things on the glass and then I forget to wipe it. So I've got to wipe it, sterilise it after. But if you can get a matte palette like this that's got a reddish colour, a brown, a skin tony colour, that was like a brighter sort of browny red, blues, purples, black, those sort of colours in it, because you've got like the greens, the purples, the blues, and the red that you could use for bruising. You can use the white and the sort of skin tony colour, peachy colour, to help blend stuff in with your skin, and that one. And then you can use a bit of green here and there if you're doing a bit of bruising, or you could use it to do monster skin, that sort of thing. You can use colours like that for quite a lot of things, especially like wounds and things. So yeah, a good matte palette is what's needed as well, ideally. So that's it. That's what I'd recommend as a starter special effects kit. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And thank you for the request. Bye for now.